Welcome, beautiful souls. I want to talk about today about the full spectrum of self, why your darkness belongs in your alchemy. The most spiritual thing I have done this year is let myself be disgusted, petty, and even wildly inconvenient without naming it a shadow or trying to alchemize it on camera. I did not journal about it. I did not ask what it was teaching me. I even did not transmute anything. I just let it move through my body like weather, and my frequency did not drop. It rose. This goes against everything the spiritual internet has taught you. The unwritten rule of the high vibration space is that anger, pettiness, disgust, and inconvenience are signs you have fallen off your frequency. They're the evidence that your practice is not working. So you name them, you process them, you alchemize them into a lesson before anyone sees them in their raw form. But here is what your nervous system already knows. Suppressing an emotion is what actually lowers your vibration. Let me repeat that again. Suppressing an emotion is what actually lowers your vibration. A lesson I even learned myself. A feeling fully felt expands your frequency. The suppression of it is what contracts. The exhaustion you feel from performing high vibration all the time is not spiritual growing pains. It is your body asking permission to stop pretending. So what most seekers get wrong, the spiritual path has a quiet obsession with resolution. Every feeling is supposed to go somewhere. Anger becomes a lesson. Sadness becomes a breakthrough. Jealousy becomes an invitation to heal. Nothing is allowed to just be. I've caught myself doing this more times than I can count. Someone hurts me, and before I even finished feeling this thing, I'm already naming it. Shadow work, triggered by an old wound, something to integrate. The label arrives faster than the feeling ever could. But labeling a feeling before it has finished arriving skips the healing entirely. You dodge the very thing your body is trying to complete. Your body does not need a name for what it is feeling. It needs 17 seconds to let it pass through without narration, without a lesson plan, without you reaching for your phone to process it publicly. I call this full spectrum embodiment. It is the practice of letting everything, every emotion, move through your nervous system without fixing it, naming it, or performing its resolution. It is not shadow work. It is permission, and your body has been waiting for it. The practice, you don't need to know a new protocol. You don't need to add anything to your morning routine. You need to stop interfering with what your body already knows how to do. And here's how. 1. Catch the performance. The next time you feel anger or pettiness or some ugly thing rising, notice the impulse to name it before you feel it. Notice the part of you that wants to make it spiritual before it even has finished arriving. You do not need to act on it. You do not need to speak it. You just need to stop wrapping it in a lesson before your body has held it for even a breath. This alone will feel unfamiliar. That unfamiliarity is the grip of the old rule loosening. 2. Let it move for 17 seconds. Yes, 17 seconds. That is the window. Set no intention. Ask no question. Journal nothing. Just let the feeling live in your body without a narrator. Your chest might tighten, your throat might burn, your jaw might clench. Let it. Your nervous system processes emotion through movement, not meaning. The meaning making is what keeps the emotion stuck. 17 seconds of pure somatic permission will do more than an hour of shadow work journaling ever could. 3. Speak. Speak it to one person who will not spiritualize it back to you. This part matters. Not the group chat, not the comments section, not the voice note you post later as content. One human who will hear, quote, "I am so unbelievably petty right now," unquote. And now respond with, "That is just your inner child asking to be held." Someone who says, "Yeah, me too," or "tell me more," or just stays quiet while you let it out. The spiritual container has its limits. Sometimes the right container is a friend who lets you be inconvenient without turning it into a portal. 4. Notice what happens to your actual frequency. Here's the part that surprises most people. When you stop spending energy suppressing the full spectrum, your frequency does not drop, it stabilizes. What you were calling a frequency dip was actually the exhaustion of holding half of yourself underground. Suppression is the real drain. The emotion itself passes through in seconds. The performance of being above it lasts all day. Track it. After you let a hard feeling move through without interference, notice your energy, your clarity, your capacity to be present. Most people find all 3 rise. 5. Build the muscle of range. This is not a one-time permission slip. It is a practice you return to the way you return to breath work or meditation or your frequency tracks. One petty thought fully felt, one honest rage allowed to burn through, one ugly cry given the space to finish itself, over and over. Yes, I did this for probably a year. It works. The full spectrum is the practice. The range is what makes you an alchemist, not a curated version of yourself performing enlightenment for an audience that was never asking for it. So, the permission slip. You are the full spectrum. The rage belongs. The pettiness belongs. The inconvenient truth that will not stay quiet belongs. Your body already knows this. Your nervous system has been waiting for you to stop overriding it with spiritual language and just let it be what it is. Duality is the path to mastery. Light and darkness both belong in your alchemy. You were never meant to cut one out and call the other enlightenment. If your body is responding to this right now, you already know it's true. You have known for a while. This is your permission to stop performing and start receiving the full spectrum of what you actually are. Sending you perfect ease and perfect grace in all that you love to do. Subscribe, share, and comment. And I'll see you in the next video.